Hey, New Beginnings. What's going on, sir? How you doing? Hey, Grumpy. Can you guys hear me okay? Just getting set up, so it might take a second. Sounds good? Awesome. Thank you guys for being here. I started on this fairy house last night. Bear and the Boss Lady, what's up? Started on this fairy house last night on Amy Joe's Live. And I'm going to work on it a little bit more today. I want to take it deeper. I actually want the house to be inside the wood. So that's what I'm going to work on. Hopefully I can get this deep enough today and then get some doors, windows in, some Jaja stuff, and keep going. Electric Tricker Creations, thank you for being here. I know the live just started, but if you haven't yet, hit that like and subscribe button, please. Or at the very least, hit the like button. It is very much appreciated. See, my plans are, I want this to be deep in the wood. So the wood is almost creating a canopy for it. I think that's going to look pretty cool. This section right here is going to have like little flower pots to it. Yeah, this section right here is going to have flower pots on it. So, see how that comes out. The only thing I haven't figured out yet is what I think is going to look good as far as the depth. I think I'll know once I see it. Having a good Sunday. I hope so. Hey Jeff, how you doing? Electric Tricker. I will sub after this live is done. So stick around and yeah, you'll get a sub from me also. Do you want an Italian sub or ham and cheese? Sorry. Little humor for the morning, almost afternoon. So what I am going to do, before I go too deeper, I want to extend the roof edge just a little bit. I want to bring these out more to give it more of an overhang cover look. So I'm going to do that real quick before I get this too deep. Slava Malkovic, thank you for being here. I probably said your name wrong, but I appreciate you being here. Awesome, I think that's better. Hey, I like it, brother. Thank you all for being here. Just doing a little carving this morning to work on this. Try and clear up my mind a little bit. Get busy. I had to shovel snow this morning, and it wasn't really snow. It was more like slush, which is fine. It was just heavy. And then I got some work in the house I got to do. You don't know if that is an overhang or overhung or hung over. Nice. So it shows there's 138 people watching. If you guys could hit that like button, it's truly appreciated, and it costs nothing. Woodworking 52's in there. Hey, 52. If you're there, they didn't mean to miss you. I've really been enjoying making these gnome houses, these fairy houses. I like how they've been coming out. And I'm trying to do a little bit of different stuff every time I carve. Maybe a wood spirit here, a wood spirit there. And then try to do something just a little bit different. And I think it's been working out really well. I'm gonna work on getting this bottom part down a little bit more. See where we need to go from there. When you're moving a lot of wood like this is the time-consuming part of it, and you just got to be patient. Once I start getting the windows and decorations and stuff cut in, that generally goes pretty fast. But I want to get the house built to what I have in my mind, and then decorate from there. Hey Johnny, thanks for being here. Billy, thanks for being here. John, thanks for being here. Wow, you guys came out in forces today. Thank you. What would be cool is if we could get 100 likes today. See if we can hit 100 likes. That would be awesome. Last couple of weekends we've achieved 100 likes on a live stream, so that makes me feel good. using the Vevor flex shaft, the Vevor 1200. And I know we've had discussions on this on a couple of different channels, but I like the Vevor. I think it performs well. Anything that went wrong with it has been my own fault, but it's been easy to fix. And the burrs I'm using are the well, the burr I'm using right now is the Cutzel 1/4 inch flame burr, and it is really good for removing some material. I will switch eventually to the Cutzel 1/8 inch flame burr when I'm trying to do a little bit more fine cutting, but for removing material like this, you can't go wrong with the Cutzel 1/4 inch flame burr. The only thing that would be different or better, but I don't think I have enough wood here, is to use an angle grinder, but that's just too much for this piece. So I'll stick with the Cutzels. Bear, did you watch that Ohio State-Michigan game yesterday? Mascot, old Bucky, he almost got attacked for putting the Ohio State and crossing out the M. That took some courage right there. All right. Really hard to hear you or hear me. I'm sorry. Maybe is the tool too loud because it's at the normal volume it's normally is. But thank you for letting me know. Is anybody else having a problem hearing me? Because when I first started, they said the sound sounded good, so. Alright, so now I've moved on to the... Is the noise canceling on? Yeah, noise canceling should be on. With this part, the noise canceling, because I'm talking, sometimes doesn't kick in, and I'm trying to take a lot of material away, so that's why it's probably a little bit louder. But once I start doing some other stuff, hopefully it won't be that loud. And if need be, let me know. I can always try and talk louder, but I don't want to be screaming in the video. Thank you for being here. Thank everybody for being here. Truly do appreciate it. Joe, did you enjoy it? I had a blast. I thought it was a good time. So my plans were, or my plans are still, this section that I left here, I'm gonna take them down a little further, but I want them to stick out like they are little planter boxes hanging off the house. Dixie, I'm gonna make a fairy house, a gnome house, a fairy house, and that's what I'm carving. Hopefully you can see the roof line. You can see the house part. This is kind of the divider for the upstairs. There's going to be windows up here. And then these are going to be planter boxes for flowers and stuff. But I'm going to take them down a little bit more because they're sticking out a little bit too much. And get them looking better. Oh, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. I've done a couple different fairy houses on the channel and gnome houses. If you'd like to take a look at it and check them out. So yeah, this I'm going to take down a little bit more. I think they're sticking up a little bit too high. There'll be more for decoration. What I'm thinking about is once I get the house where I want it, putting some little holes in these planter boxes so maybe you can put an incense in them if you like incense, if you like to burn incense. So that's my thought process, just trying to think ahead of what I can do to make this stand out a little bit more. And you don't need a huge hole, just enough for the incense to stick in. So we did hit 2,000 subscribers this weekend. That's awesome. I never imagined I would hit 1,000, let alone hit 2,000. So that's pretty cool. The channel hasn't been up for a year yet, and to get that many subs is humbling, to say the least. So everybody that has subs, everybody that is subs, thank you so much for supporting the channel. You need to do this. Clean this up. I'll work on this. Oh, I left it littler. Thank you for the poop. Holy crap. Just making it rain jewels up in here. I appreciate it, buddy. So yeah, 2,000 subs is pretty good. I started the channel back in January of this year. So January of next year, obviously, will be my 1-year anniversary. And I'm looking forward to that. Michael Martinez, I'm making a fairy house. Fairy / gnome house. I've made a few of them on the channel here lately, and I've really enjoyed making them. So I wanted to give this one a try and give it just a little bit different of a look than the other ones. So I'll show you in the camera. looks like the roof, the top floor. This section here is going to be planter boxes, and then down here is going to be the first level. I may end up putting some moss on this just to dress it up a little bit like I did another one. I think it's going to come out pretty nice. And I'm going to angle these boxes down just to give them a slight offset of the roundness of the rest of the piece. That's another reason I left them pretty big, because I did want them to slope just a little bit. And once the finish goes on, you'll be able to see that. And it'll turn out really cool. Basically angling these down. Barry Hall, how are you? So I am making a fairy / gnome house, and I'm trying to carve it deep into the wood so it looks like the house is inset into the tree, into a log, stuff like that. And the section that I'm working on here is going to be like a decorative planter box where the little gnomes and fairies can put flowers or burn incense or whatever it is they want to put in it. Thank you for being here. And the planter boxes, if you didn't hear, I'm angling them down just to take some of the squareness, the roundness, and everything out to give it a little bit of different contour against everything else. Which I think will look neat when all is said and done. And if I sound like I'm cold, it's because I'm cold. I'm from Michigan, and it's very breezy and windy today. It's about 29 or 30 degrees, and I'm working in the garage, so very little insulation in here. Alright, that's good. What I need to do is clean this up over here. This side is wider than that side. Which is fine. Moose bag. Thank you. Thank you for commenting on my work. And if you guys are hanging out and watching, speak up. We love it when you talk and participate. As long as you don't come to the chat and be rude, everybody is welcome to talk. encourage it. You make some friends in here, and if you've got channels, you might get some channel subscribers. So hang out, talk, and get to know everybody. And the channels that are in chat, you know, you are more than welcome to share your channels. So please do so. Awesome. It's exciting, isn't it? When you finally get to be get the YouTube partnership going. I was just speaking on how we hit 2,000 subs this weekend, and I never thought in a million years I would get 2,000 subs, so I know that's a good feeling. And congratulations. Alright, now that I've got those equaled out a little bit, I'm going to taper this down a little bit more. So what kind of channel do you have? A mush bag. Hey, Guitar Greg, how you doing, sir? Good to see you here. I hope you're having a good Sunday. How's your new endeavor going? Alright, so I think I'm good on that for right now. Let's see. I'm going to save that to the end. And bring this edge down a little bit. So there's a few knots in here. This knot here, I'm leaving because I think it adds character to the wood. And the mystique of it being a fairy house, and then this knot here I'm gonna work around and leave, but I think those are gonna be very cool. I'm gonna take this bottom part down just a little bit more, really quick. Awesome, I look forward to it. I'm going to switch burrs because what I want, this bottom piece, the bottom part, I want that to slant downwards also, just towards the bottom, before I cut the door in and then start working on everything else. So let me change up these burrs real quick, go to a bigger burr, because I really want this to look like it sunk into the wood. And it shows 253 people watching. Thank you for being here, and if you would, please hit that like button. And if you're just in the background watching, come on into chat. Say hello, let everybody know you're here. deeper I'm getting on this, I'm really enjoying it. Pulling out some of the color of the sap, if you can see. I'm going to show you. R30, thank you for saying hello and thank you for being here. So the deeper that I start going, where I'm going, it's starting to pull these sap lines, bug lines out. And when you hit that with a sealer, those are going to pop and add a lot of character to this. So I'm happy to see that. That makes the piece really nice when you can get some different shades of color popping out. So that might be good. Let's go ahead and I'm going to draw on a door real quick. See where we want to put this door. Put the door there and here. We kind of want a wonky door. So let's... Did I bring my marker out? I did not. That's all right. So with it being a fairy house, we're going to make it a little wonky. We're going to make a wonky door. And I think that's going to be all right. So let's carve this door out and see what happens. I want it to be a little wavy. And look different than other doors. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with my fine detail burrs just to start this. And then maybe move up to a little sharper of a burr after. But the detail burrs are nice just to kind of etch it out. Give you a good spot to start on. Now that I've got that in, to give it kind of a track to follow, I will change up the burr and go with a little bit different one just to be able to get a little deeper. fairy houses and gnome houses. Different. You're not supposed to be normal. Hey Roger, thank you for being here. Now that I've got that pretty deep, I'm going to go back to one of the fine burrs and clean that up a little bit. So I can start getting the door defined. If you guys haven't, hit that like and subscribe button, please. Truly, truly appreciated. Awesome if we could get 200 likes today. Or 100 likes. There's a 200. If we could get 200 likes today, that would be fantastic. I'll be happy with 100. Thank you, Kevin. Hey, thank you for being here. So now that I've got the door pretty much framed out right there, you can see it's a little wonky, it's a little curvy, that's cool. I'm going to take it down a little bit. I'm going to probably end up going deeper, but I want the door inset into the wood so it looks like there's a door frame going around it. Right now it's sticking out, so I want to take this deeper so it looks like there's a frame there. This is the thing about wood carving, is you're carving, going deeper, carving, going deeper until A, it looks right, and B, you're happy with how it looks. So while it's fun and exciting to see the finished product, it is somewhat time consuming. Hey, two dudes. When you're trying to make projects like this, I love it. I love it. Helps me clear my mind. Gives me different creative ideas, and I just don't like smashing through a project to get it done. I like to take some time with it and really try to get the look out of it that I'm expecting. Sometimes that doesn't happen, but when it does, it's a cool thing. And if you're new to wood carving, please ask me questions. People in chat can help. I can try and help. I'm more than happy to try to assist. circular doors like this. And I think they look so much better just being inset than sticking out. So that's why I'm working on this. Now I'm going to take it a little bit deeper. Just a little bit. So Kevin, I don't know if you've got it yet, but I sent you a friend's request on Facebook. Or at least I sent someone a friend's request on Facebook. If you didn't get it, it probably wasn't you. But I hope it was you. That should be plenty deep enough to take that down a little bit more and then start shaping up the frame around the door. Glad it was you and not somebody else. I think I've got that low enough. I don't want it too low. So what I'm going to do is take my detail burr out and work around the edges of that door to make it look like a door frame. Tim, did you try out your new bitch yet? I haven't seen. I saw your unboxing video, but I didn't see if you tried using them or not. There it is. Oh. That's going to be the door. And if you guys don't mind for a second, I'm going to take a break for a moment and get my hands in front of the heater, because it's about 25 degrees in here today, and that's cold. Let's get a drink of coffee too. So I'm kind of excited to see how this turns out. I like the door. I'm gonna get some windows put in here, and the windows I'm gonna try to do to where they have window ledges, which I think adds a little bit of real look to it. I did it on one of my other ones, and that looked really cool. But the only thing, what kind of windows do I want? Let's see. And about here and here. Window here. Let me look at this sideways so I can get them somewhat straight. Window there, I think. There and there. Alright, Jeff, then I'm going to come over to your house and carve in one of your spare rooms. How's that? Because it's cold. It's not going to be a long break, just enough to get some heat. Yeah, I've got the heater literally 6 inches away from me. So I understand what you mean about the heater. So I think I'm going to go with kind of a curvy pattern window. I don't know. I want something different. I want it wacky. What do you think? Is that too much for windows? Can you see the drawing? I kind of etched it in. I want them different. We'll see. Alright. Definitely choosing a different burr for this. And maybe they don't get window ledges. We'll see. They're gonna look like cloud windows. See if we can pull this off. No. I grabbed the wrong cutter. This is a flat cutter. I need a round one. Sorry about that. It happens. I'm glad I caught that before I put that in that wood. Lord, I would have gone freaky on you guys. You're like, why'd you let me do that? Why in the world would you let me do something like that? All right. Round tip. Let's go. Sorry. Trying to keep it out of the way the best I can. That's why I keep flipping it and turning it. But some of these it's hard not to be in the way. I'll go back through again. Get it just a couple deeper. Well, I'll tell you what, there's no turning back now if you're looking at that thing right now. It's either going to look good or it's not. But don't know until you try something. And it is just good. Chat got quiet. Did my voice put you guys asleep today or what? One of them first will cut in. Hey, mobile mechanic, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. For that, I hope they do. Mobile mechanic, what do you got going on this Sunday? Thank you for being here. I think I already said that, but I want to make sure I say it again. How's your day going? And is that just your YouTube name, or do you have a YouTube channel? Okay. Well, you came to the right place to stop scrolling. You could stop and hang out with us for a while. Everybody in chat will keep you busy with conversation. Hopefully I will keep you entertained. Oh, awesome. Well, do you plan on getting a channel or starting a channel? Because we all have started out and tried to figure it out at some point. Definitely something you have to think about, because unless you do videos without your face on it, definitely do set yourself up for some exposure. I don't always do videos where you can't see me, but when I'm carving, it's just easier when the camera's focused on what I'm doing rather than me. Locally, maybe a channel would be good for your business. You could show people what you fixed and how you fixed it. Gain some trust that way. Not a bad idea. Fix up this last window over here, and then I'm going to start taking the insides of the window down a little bit. And yes, I know these are funky windows, but I want them to look different. Kevin, you need to get your channel set up, because buddy, I always see you out here slapping down everybody else's links. then you could be slapping your own down. And that's pretty cool. That's awesome. I appreciate it. I know they appreciate it. The time's going to come where everybody's going to have to start plastering you all over the place, but you've got to be responsible. For some subscribers, for somebody. I know I probably got a few from you. Yeah, share your knowledge, man. Share it. You're not going to get rich on YouTube. Well, you might not. But sharing your knowledge and your experience, that is what brings people to the table. So definitely consider it. And if you guys haven't yet, hit that like and subscribe button, please, or at the very least, the like button, because the like button helps out tremendously. So you can see it a little bit better. I have this window down deeper, but I want to take it just a little bit deeper because I want the outside to hang around it. So I'm going to take that down deeper and then work on this one. You can see the difference. Deeper and then not deep at all. So I want it to go deeper and look like it's inside the tree. Cutting and deep, cutting and deep. That's really what this is about. Once you get that down, you should have no problem learning how to carve if you're ever interested in carving. I'm still learning every day. I've only started just a few short months ago, but I've enjoyed it so much that I just haven't stopped. Oh, that's awesome. Electric sucker. Did your first video at 54. I'm about the same age. So I'm going to be, I don't know, 53 or 54 in January. So that's pretty cool. Seems like a lot of us older people have stuff to say nowadays. You got these youngsters out here making videos, which, and some of them are getting rich on these videos. But we're out here just having fun. At least I am. So I changed to the fine flame burr by Cutzel because I'm getting to the point with this window where I don't want to take out a whole lot of the inside, and the other burr would definitely take out a ton. So this fine flame burr gives me a better opportunity to control how much wood I remove. Hey Amy, how are you? I hope you're having a fantastic day. I'm doing well. Can't really complain. I'm alive. I get to hang out with you guys. Sometimes that's what makes the day worth it. Goofy as it is, I kind of like that. And I started working on the other window. I got to clean it up, but I like the depth on how deep that is for right now. So I'm going to go ahead and work on this window and try and get it down to the same depth and then move on to everything else. Hit it with a sanding block and get her looking good. So I wanted this to have funky, wonky windows, and it is going to achieve that. Be the prettiest funky windows, but you know what? They don't have to be. Yeah, they do kind of resemble ghosts. I did not mean that. Yes, you should try it, and if you ever want to Dremel carve on live, I know somebody who just might want to carve live with you. Duh. I would for sure be willing to go live with you if you wanted to try your first Dremel carving live. just shoot me an email and we can get something planned out. That would be fantastic. Or one of the nights when, if you don't want to be so singled out, I know me, Joe and I are still and have been trying to get together to where, we can get 3 or 4 people Dremel carving. If you would be more comfortable one of those nights, could definitely make sure you got an invite for that. But if you would just like to go live, hang out and carve and get used to it, I would be more than happy to assist you on that. That would be awesome. Hey, plywood. Carvers on the Carving Live, we have a blast. I was working on the wrong window. He got me all excited. I was like, yes, let's work on this window again. That's it. Now that I'm back to the right window, let's get these done. Alright, well, shoot me an email and we'll talk about it. See which you would prefer. We definitely can do a live together, or when we get one of our other groups going with like 3 or 4 people, we can do that also. Goes for anybody. If anybody in chat, Kevin, but if anybody's ever listening and not really participating in chat, if you ever want to learn how to carve, or you want to, do a live carving with somebody that you just don't know, man, reach out. I'm happy to assist. We do it quite often, and it's actually really a lot of fun. So, you guys let me know, and we'll work something out. I'm not the best carver, but dang it, I know how to have fun on a live. You guys have never seen some of Amy's carving. I do believe you will all be quite surprised, because I am not ashamed to admit it. I was completely surprised when she showed me some pictures. Safford Steve. Hello. Thank you for being here. Sorry I screwed up your name, but you are appreciated. I don't know why you're crying, but there's no crying on this channel. The only time we cry on this channel is when I get made a fool of, which is quite often. Even with that being said, I'm probably the only one that's allowed to cry on this channel. And yes, Jeff, very good. Learn as you go. John, same thing. Alright, if you guys haven't, hit that like button, please. I don't know how close we are, but I'd like to hit 100 likes today. I don't know how close, but if we can hit it, let's hit 100 likes. See, there's 92 people still watching, which is pretty cool. Alright, took a drink of coffee. I'm going to clean this up a little bit. So far, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm going to take all this down just a little bit, not too much. But I've got the wobbly, wonky door in. I've got wonky windows in, which I'm really going to like. And then I'm going to carve the sections of these planter boxes today before I leave, probably here in about 10 minutes. And then later on, I'm going to come back, probably not on a live, and work on the top here. So I'm going to work on a few more things. Oh, thank you for the jewels. Is that payment for carving with you? No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. You are not going to pay me to carve with you. I would look forward to carving with you. And I will carve with you any day. But I do appreciate the jewels. So thank you. So, like I said, these are Kevin, I'm more than likely going live Thursday. That is going to be my plan. I am on call Tuesday of this week. So my Thursday should be available. So, yes. And I have to talk to Rusty and see what he's got planned. But I know he's probably itching to go live. So what I'm going to do is these planter boxes, I left them sticking out here at the top. I don't know if you can see the angle. Try and turn it. But I left it thicker at the top and angled it down towards the bottom. If you can see it. So I'm going to put some angled lines in here. The best time for me is during the work week between 7 a.m. and 4 p.m. Okay, and we may have to figure out something on a day off or the weekend because I work 8 to 5. So we'll figure out something though. So what I'm going to do is for this, I'm going to put some angled lines through here to make some planter boxes. And what my thoughts are is putting a hole, maybe 2 or 3 holes up here to hold some incense. Hey Suzanne, thank you for stopping in. That's what I'm thinking. But that's always subject to change if it doesn't look right. But I'm really not wanting to go with just straight lines on this one. And the house is going to be straight enough. As a matter of fact, that was just so straight. Alright, we'll fix it. think what I did is I'm gonna do this. I need to move this line over a little bit. I took up too much room on this side, didn't leave myself enough room on that side, so when I do this, I'm gonna come over a little bit. That's why I draw stuff, just to kind of eyeball what I'm gonna screw up. Almost like my coffee over. That would have been a bad deal. Now you can see the lines are there, but as they get dug in. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 planter boxes that's going to be on the front of this fairy house. Suzanne, Amy Jo, hello. How are you guys doing today? Thank you for being here. This is Wonky Window Sunday. So I've got my wonky door in. I've got my wonky windows in. I'm working on the planter boxes here. I'm going to shape these up here in another minute or two and then probably call it a live. It's almost been an hour and a half. And then later on, I will work on the top and the roof. So let me clean these up a little bit and then we'll stop, talk, say hi, and catch up with everybody. And then I will be calling it a day. So inside these planter boxes, I believe I've said this already, but up here at the top of the planter boxes, I am planning on drilling at least 2 or 3 holes to put incense sticks in, so it'll look like incense are coming out of the planter box. My idea anyways. That way, it's not just going to look pretty, it'll smell pretty too. Tell you guys a funny thing about Kevin. I was carving the other day and he's like, hey, why'd that turn your wood blue or something? Well, Kevin, if you're still paying attention, this is why. Because I use it to erase my pen marks. But I thought it was funny that you noticed it. it did add a nice hue. And when it does it by accident, that is even better. I hope so, Amy Jo. I'm just trying to do a little bit different. Being a little bit different. And thank you for having me on your live last night. I had a blast. And I had a blast rewatching the live after we got done. Because, well, why not? Everybody should go back and rewatch it. And Jade, thank you for being here. If you can, hit that like and subscribe button. Good. Did anybody put Amy Jo's channel in? Did Amy Jo put her channel in? Her link? Thank you, Jeff. Yes, if you guys have not subscribed to Amy Jo's channel, please go do so. And her and I were live carving last night. You can see where this started and what she was doing, and it was a blast. Go watch that live and be prepared to pee, because it was hilarious. So, it might not look like it, but I got quite a bit accomplished today in this hour and a half. I got the depth taken down quite a bit more in this, which makes me happy. And on top of the depth of the roof, the house, got the flower boxes slanted, which I wanted them slanted. Got my wonky windows and doors cut in and ready to fix and get more to how I want them to look. And I have to be honest, I'm happy with the way this is coming out. This is still in the rough stages, but I think it's going to look really cool when it's done. So, anybody wants to talk about anything in chat for about 5 minutes, I will hang out. If not, then I'm going to end the live in about 5 minutes because I'm freezing. And I need to go in and get warmed up. Plus I got some stuff to do around the house. So I will wait. And if not, I hope you guys have a fantastic Jeff, thank you for being here. Kevin, thank you for all that you do. Jade, thank you for stopping in. I hope you hit that like and subscribe button. Amy Jo, thank you for being here. Resonating Art by Amy, thank you for being here. Everybody, Tim List, I could go through the whole list. Suzanne, everybody, thank you guys for being here. And if you're new to the channel, please come back. Try and do some really cool stuff on Thursdays. Most Thursdays, I have a live with Professor Rusty, where a lot of times we have other channels on to talk about their channel and get to know people. And then there's days where we set up to where if you're interested in carving, we have other artists on to carve together, as we were talking about with Resonating Art by Amy. And we're probably going to set something up to where when we have our group carve, have her on, and you know, everything. Christmas Day conflicts with your Thursday lives. We'll be trying to move Christmas. So yes, see you later, Greg. Thank you for being here. If Christmas is on a Thursday, I do not know what day Christmas is, but if Christmas is on a Thursday, then Christmas is canceled my live will go and we will move Christmas to Friday. I'm not losing another Thursday to a holiday. So if Christmas is on Thursday, it is now moved to a Friday. How's that? I think that's fair. I gave up Thanksgiving. I'm not going to give up Christmas. And knowing most of you guys, Santa's not coming anyways. December 25th is a Thursday. Well, then Christmas is canceled. You guys are fresh out of luck. Christmas isn't until the 26th this year. Thank you, New Roots. Well, we're just now finishing up here in a couple of minutes, so thank you for stopping in. Krampus, or Crumpus, however you say it. That is one carving that I want to try and do. It might not be this year. It might not be this year. But next year, I am definitely going to try and do a Krampus. Because he is just a little evil, devilish looking thing. And if I could pull that off, that would make me happy. All right. Well, thank you guys very much for being here. I'm going to take off. We're at about an hour and 35 minutes almost. So I'm going to get in, get cleaned up, get some stuff done that I need to get done around the house. And then relax for the rest of the day. I'm coming up with a Krampus piece to make for the channel. I'm not sure what I'm doing yet, though. Well, I look forward to seeing what you're doing and what you do. And you guys have a great rest of the weekend. And I will be seeing you soon. So have a good weekend, and I will see you later.